Hello again, YouTube. This is going to be a video for a series I'm tentatively titling, and now for something completely different. And I say tentatively titling because obviously that's not a very original title, but it gets the message across. Every now and then I feel like doing videos that are a bit more out of left field in terms of what I normally do, like this video here showing off my minifig collection, because a few days ago I was for some reason got it in my head to look up what Castle Lego figures are made, or if they're still making them, what current sets are available. And then that led me to, going into my closet and digging out the Marilyn Manson lunchbox that I've been keeping these things in, and spending like an hour assembling all of these figures and armoring them in the very particular way that I like to armor them. And although I think it's mostly based on the way that the figures came, and it's amazing to me that I still remember all the particular way that I used to armor these things from when I was a kid. But as an adult, I look at it now and I think, well, actually that makes a certain kind of sense in terms of history, even if I didn't really realize it as a kid, because for the most part I was just going on personal preference combined with the way that the figures originally came in the package. But what I mean by that, in terms of historical accuracy, to some degree, I mean, these are Legos. Let's not get too far carried away with the whole historical accuracy thing, though. Is you see some of these, you have mounted knights here. Now, mounted knights would probably be more likely to have a lance in real life medieval history if they're fighting from horseback, but these knights, you can see that they have the good shields, the larger shields. They have the plate armor. Of course, some of the minifigs have like the painted on plate armor, but that doesn't really count. And the helmets and their horses are decorated and that sort of thing. And then back here, sort of way down, you have the crossbowmen. Crossbows with these Castle Lego sets are extremely common, but then you have these lances, like these pike / lances, that are also really common. Usually they're for carrying flags, like this guy's got here, but this would be an example towards the bottom of this scale of arming, where this is a peasant with a pitchfork, and a couple of the prongs of the pitchfork have broken off. Well, in real medieval armies, you would have the knights, the nobility, or the people they're paying to fight for them, in the best armor and on horseback, because horses were sort of like the cars of their time, and so they're expensive. The armor was expensive, swords were expensive, and so the rich nobility and their retainers would have all the good equipment and the good training and horses, and then there'd be the conscripted peasant who would get the pitchfork and the clothes on their back, and places in between these guys here with axes, and some of these lesser guys here, I guess they'd be like men-at-arms. And so there is a historical sense in the way that I've been armoring these figures all along, even if I didn't realize it until I was an adult, and the sort of class and social hierarchy implied by who gets what equipment. Now, another thing that I've noticed, because in the last year I've gotten into Game of Thrones, I watched the show, I've pretty much down to the last of the audiobooks, Dance with Dragons, and so of course I couldn't help but notice here you got the different Game of Thrones sigils on these Lego figures. Of course, the dragons are Targaryens, and then you got the Lion of Lannister, and you get the Baratheon stag, and the eagles, Aaron of the Vale, and then where the hell are they? We're way in the back, because there's not that many of them. In the Lego universe, these guys were kind of like the outlaw people, but there you go, they have the wolf, the Stark wolf on their banner. I don't have many of these guys. And here's a guy that's not particularly well equipped for battle. He's missing an eye, missing a hand, and all he really has is a flag. And then some more obscure things here. There's this guy. Somebody who's really into Game of Thrones has got to remind me who it... I don't think it's in the show, but I'm pretty sure it's in the books. There is one of the houses, unless I'm misremembering, that has a bull as their sigil. Hightower. The name Hightower is coming to mind, but that also doesn't seem right. And then the bat, if I can get this stupid guy off his horse here, that's the Wentz of Harrenhal, right? Am I right? Anybody who's really into Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, want to remind me the bat and the bull? Am I correct about the Wentz of Harrenhal and who the hell had the bull sigil? So if you can't count from these shots that I'm showing here, I have 65 of the minifigs and 14 horses, and I keep meaning to make more Lego videos, but they're kind of time consuming, and I just haven't had the ambition. It's been almost 10 years since I made a proper Lego video, and I always want to make a sequel to the last one I made, and I'm like, maybe later, but maybe I'll do a game of bricks, a game of bricks video or something like that, and maybe one of these dragons here can be, you know, Rhaegar Targaryen or something, and, you know, reenact Robert's Rebellion or something like that. I get some, like, Pacific Islander people back here. So, yeah, I have a bunch of Legos,